Okay, hi everyone, and welcome to another Tribe Forex Power Hour. I'm Marcello, and with me is Nino, FX Trader, and we are Pro Forex Traders here at Tribe Forex, which is our community of traders who are serious about making money. Let's talk about a couple of things. We're going to talk about how it works. We're going to do our daily analysis, and then we're going to have a questions and answer session. If you are on the recording, you are not going to hear the questions and answer session. You can ask whatever questions. You can write into info@tribeforex.com. We'll answer any questions that you do have, or you can just simply make it to the live sessions, which will be generally speaking at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And of course, if you're a member of Tribe, you will get the announcement for that session. Now here you can see the Tribe Forex performance curve, and basically this is based upon our bias. So what we do is we choose the bias for the day, which is what we're going to do here in our daily analysis, and then we use a specific algorithm to determine what the best optimal entry is and exit for that particular day. Now just because we choose a bias and say we have a buy bias, there's a probability that the market's going to take a buy or the market's going to take a sell, doesn't mean that the market will close higher or close lower. It means that there's a higher probability that it will go in that direction, give us a positive maximum favorable excursion so we can hit our take profit before it does anything else. And that's what that means for us. Okay, so if you look at this graph, it's a graph that everyone wants to have on their own personal trading account. Makes me salivate personally. If I were a trader that didn't have this, I would salivate. And I've got to be honest with you, the profit factor is awesome. $3.43 per every dollar that's risked, 83.5% win ratio. And we look forward to keeping that going. So let's talk about how we actually do that. All right, so how it works is that we find a bias. What does a bias mean? It means, just as I mentioned before, it means that there's a high probability that price will have a maximum favorable excursion for us if we were to take a trade in that direction. Okay, and so that's basically how that works. Now let's go into our daily market analysis. I'm actually going to turn our attention to the chart. So I'm going to start with the euro dollar. Nino, are you there? Just want to make sure that you're there. And please, wherever you can, Nino, just interject and tell me where, if you have something to add to what I'm saying as far as my market analysis, or if you have a different analysis of the market on that particular day, please let me know. Okay. So for the last 2 days, I've basically been saying that the market is is going to drop. Okay. I'm sorry, Nino, what'd you say?
Said okay, I'm here.
Okay, great. All right, so as I said before, for the last 2 days I've been saying that the market is going to drop on the euro dollar, and that's what you can see. Now we do have a sell bias here on the euro dollar, and what I was looking for, guys, is that on this initial drop on the euro dollar, you'll see that I have Fibonacci's placed here. I was expecting a retracement in the market, and that's exactly what we got, to the 38.2 area, and then you can see the drop off from 38.2. I'm expecting price to get back down to this area, which is the 34.20 area, I believe. Let's take a look there. I'm sorry, 34.50 is where we're looking for price to go, and if we were to get a break of that apex here that we're in right now, which is an apex between the resistance trend line that I have above and the support trend line I have below, then we can look for a push all the way down to about the 130.100 area, 129.50 to 130.100 area. Right now, we're conservatively looking for 134.50 to be a mark where we expect price to go. We may get a test up here again at 37.40. But we will most likely see price move down to 34.50. So for the time being, based upon where we are right now, there is a strong bias that we will move down at some point, at least 50 pips here, perhaps more on the day on the euro dollar. So we have a sell bias. So be looking for sell opportunities on the euro dollar. Here we also have the pound dollar. Now the pound dollar, as you can see here, we also had a support area, we had a resistance area above, and this was great because we saw the market really attack this area and really retest the support area, and finally we got a break below the support area, and you can see here that price has confirmed that break below the support area. We may get a retest again at 1.6440 and then a push down, but we're definitely looking for a sell here on the pound dollar. So we have a sell bias on the pound dollar as well. The New Zealand 4 hour, I literally said we had this nice railroad tracks formation form as we had this trend line above, which formed our resistance area, and below, which formed our support area. And that also showed us once again, I'll show it to you here, gave us a very good opportunity for a sell here. And you can see here, this was a beautiful reversal candle, a hammer that was formed right on that resistance area. Okay, and that gave us a nice sell opportunity. Now, what are we looking for price to go down? We're looking for price, we also have a sell bias on this. We're looking for price to get down to 82.67. So we are about 50 pips away from that, 60, 70 pips away from that. And so that's what we're going to look for here. We look for a sell off on the New Zealand dollar. Okay, so that we've been right in line when it comes to that. Let me go ahead and add some other support areas for us to look to going forward. And this is going to be a longer pennant. This is our short flag. This is our short apex here that we're going to look to. We're actually in the apex here already, so we may see a breakout in one direction or the other. Most likely a sell. It'll stay in line with this. Okay, we have a head and shoulders kind of forming here, so this is actually a good place for us to consider a sell. Not to mention our railroad tracks and a confirmation of this resistance area. I'm sorry, our hammer formation here and a confirmation of our resistance area. So we can see price drop here on the New Zealand as well. Let's keep moving here. So Aussie dollars, you can see I'm on the weekly chart. There is another support area below, and there's a resistance area above, which has been respected so far. We're going to look for 3 touches on that for it to be verified for us. I'm going to go down to the daily now. We're on the weekly. And you can see here we had a railroad tracks formation right off the 50 EMA. Okay, and then the next day was a nice sell-off, and I expect another day of sell on the Aussie dollar, at least down to 88.50. So we're at 89.05. I'm expecting it to get down to 88.50 here at the very least. So there's a sell bias there at least to that, and if we see a break of that area, we may very well see a breakout here and a retest of this support area, and this time it'll be resistance for us if we do get a break below it. But what I'm looking for right now, based upon what we've seen, is that we're going to see price get back to this 88.50 area, and if there is to be a massive move back up, it's going to be a massive rebound off of this area. Railroad tracks, hammer, that'll take us back up here to the 9,300 area, but we don't have fundamentals that are in line with that at this particular juncture. When we do have that, though, if we have the fundamentals and we do see a bounce here, it'll be a good opportunity for us to get into a buy. But for today, we are looking for a sell on the Aussie dollar. Dollar CAD has been having, I generally don't want to touch the dollar CAD, but it does look like it's in a sell position actually today. And the reason I'm saying that is because we are at that 1.100 area. Okay, so we're at 1.1000, which is a psychological level that we've got to look for. I mean, it's a very strong psychological area, and literally we came right to it. We came within just a few pips of it, 10 pips of it, and so we may get a retest of this area one more time, but it looks like we're going to have some pullback off of this area on the dollar CAD, and let's take a look at what that retracement could look like for us. I'm looking for a strong retracement. And we could see a retracement down to the 1.0682. Now, that's a major retracement. I'm going to draw another fib area for us to consider that's a little bit more conservative based upon a less prominent swing low, which would be right here. And that gets us down to 1.0835 or 1.0800 basically. Okay, and so that's what we'll be looking for on the dollar CAD here, if we do see price react at that 1.0100 area, 1000 area, that's going to be exactly where we're going to look for 1.0100, guys. So that's what we're looking for. Euro yen. Euro yen had a nice railroad tracks formation here, and we've got to look at all the yen pairs because I think this is a yen based move. And as you can see here on the yen, on the pound yen, dollar yen, and the euro yen, we had nice bounces. Nice bounces off of the 50 EMA basically, okay, on all three pairs. They look almost identical, except we had more traction on the dollar yen for a positive move here on the yen pairs anyway. So looking at the euro yen, dollar yen, and the pound yen, we've got to say we've got a strong railroad tracks formation. There hasn't been any pullback off of that railroad tracks, and the dollar yen has actually showed positive movement as far as in favor of the dollar. So we've got to look for yen weakness here on both the euro yen, the dollar yen, and the pound yen. And if you want to go in one direction or the other, obviously the dollar yen is a place to go, and I'm going to tell you why. It's because the dollar has exhibited strength against the euro, against the pound, against the Aussie, and against New Zealand. And the yen is also exhibiting weakness. So that would be our strong combo there, and that's where you can look for potentially a move upward here and that would be the dollar yen above the other yen pairs that we're looking at currently. And so, guys, that's pretty much our lineup. So let me go over this again. We have a sell bias on the euro dollar, sell bias on the pound dollar, sell bias on the New Zealand, sell bias on the Aussie dollar, the dollar CAD. We also have the sell bias, which is interesting because you would expect that to for that response to be inverse, but it isn't. Euro yen, we have a buy bias. Dollar yen, we have a buy bias, and pound yen, we have a buy bias. And our dollar yen is where we'd like to look to focus our energies if we are looking for a yen weakness based trade. And so that pretty much sums it up, guys. Let me tell you what's going to happen. Today is Wednesday for us, and we are expecting we're going to have a trading room tonight. Our trading room actually starts back up at tribeforex.com. Membership to the site is completely free. Come on in, and you get free training there on the website. You get to also to socialize and to network with other traders just like yourself. Talk to Nino and myself there on Tribe Forex all day long, every day, just about, and every trading day, that is. And you also get into the Tribe Forex live trading room to check out what Nino's going to be doing on there. He's basically going to be taking our biases and taking short-term trades in that room and on those different currency pairs. So look for more of that. I mean, we'll keep this thing going and hopefully have the kind of year that we had in previous years. So we look forward to seeing you soon. And, of course, I'll see you in another edition of the Tribe Forex Power Hour. Nino, do you have anything to add?
Nah, just that tonight in the live stream, we're going to have basically an introduction to discretionary trading using our methods. And we're going to go from during the London session from 1 a.m. until about 3 a.m. Eastern Time.
Great. For the London session, and then for the New York session, what are you looking at?
The New York session goes from 8 until 10 a.m. Eastern Time.
Great. Good stuff. All right, guys, with that, we're going to sign off. See you in the next edition of the Tribe Forex Power Hour. Bye-bye.